is the announcement that went out today. The, the labs, pH lab and passive transport, are going to be in on the bottom of your screen. And so if you look at, you can't see everything I can see, but you just got to click on materials for 125, and that will give you the information for today. So if we click there, you need the uh, pH and the passive transport. We'll start with pH. Okay, so let's look at WebAssign. So I've adjusted all the dates. So if you click on a particular assignment and we look at that, notice that if you want to see your previous answers of any assignment that you've done, you just click on previous answers and it'll show all the submissions that you've made. So WebAssign keeps track of everything. So if you look at a particular assignment, so let's go ahead to chemistry, for instance, and make sure you read through all of these, and we'll go through these today, and we'll talk about amino acids. But back to the assignments.
Is there a difference on the chemistry that says A and the one that doesn't say A?
No, that just repeats.
Okay, do we need to do both of them or is it just pick one?
You bet you need to do anything on WebAssign.
Okay, just double checking. And then I had another question on the practice tests.
Yes.
How many times can we do that practice test?
30 times.
Okay, so if I go through and I do every question 30 times today, I can't do that again.
If you want to do it again, I'll give you more tries.
Okay, because I would love to do it now, and then I'd love to do it again right before the actual test.
Yeah, I'll just give you more. I'll give you more tries, or I'll give
Awesome, thank
everybody
you.
more tries.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, uh, so here we are. So notice that you can do an automatic extension. So let's look at the dates here. So the tests in the lab are scheduled right here for February 11th. So these are the practices. If you want to do them, I'll give everybody more tries. So these are the two tests. Okay, so okay. Does anybody know Emma Bell? Or I know Peace has been on. These students haven't done anything, so I'm very worried about them. Jessica Garcia. So if you know these people, I sent them an email. Angelica Santiago. So you can see that they haven't done anything. So I'm very worried about them. Okay, so back to the assignments. So these are all the current assignments. These are all the dates. So we'll have the lecture tests and the lab tests, which we're going to talk about today, on February 11th, and it'll probably go from 11 through the 13th. I'll give you multiple days to take the tests. So your job is to do all these assignments. So if we look at a particular assignment again, make sure you read through this, and we go down to the bottom and request extension. So if you click there, and hit automatic. Okay, it's got to be past due. Let's find a past due assignment. Okay, let's go to past assignments. Okay, so notice you can request extension. So if you haven't got a perfect score on any of these assignments, you just request extension, hit automatic, and it gives you 5 days past the due date, and you just accept automatic extension. So it's now due on the 29th. So I encourage you, there's no reason why you should not have a perfect score on every assignment. So again, if we look at current assignments, you can see that here are the due dates. Here's the title. If an assignment is there as homework, do it. Once you get all your points on the homework, you're done. Then your job is to go to the practice, and I can put up multiple practice tests, or I'll give more extensions. So the practice test takes information from all the past assignments and the current assignments that are below it, that are at earlier dates. Any questions?
Are the tests open book?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
But we may have a test one time that'll have a time limit, and that'll come later. But these, basically, there's no time limit, and yeah, take them with your notes.
You are a saint.
Go ahead.
I said, you are a saint.
Okay, I'm crazy. There's no doubt about that. Okay. Any other questions? Does that make sense? So we'll go back to here. And so all of these assignments you should do, please do not get 100 on every assignment. You just got to take an automatic extension and do it until you get them all right. And then your job is to do the practice assignment multiple times.
Wait, sir, I'm sorry. I think I misheard you. Did you say do not get 100?
That's right. I want you to fail.
All right.
That's sarcasm.
All right.
Get
Roger, sir.
100, please. You don't want 100?
No, sir, I do. Roger.
Yeah, so please do all the assignments. If you've got to take an extension, take an extension and keep doing it until you get them all right. Because your homework grade counts as a test grade. So if you get 100% on your homework, I will count that as a 50-point test grade. And most of my tests are around 40, 50, 60 points. And I just add up the test scores plus the lab scores plus the 50 points from your homework. There's no credit for practice assignments. No credit for practice assignments. No credit for individual homeworks. The only credit you're going to get is your total percentage. So I'm sure somebody will say somebody does 80%, gets an 80% on the homeworks. So 0.8 times 50 is 40. So they'll get 40 for the test grade from the homework. That is really poorly planned and poorly conceived because there's no reason not to get all the homework done unless you belong to the biggest nation in the world. What's the biggest nation in the world? Procrastination. So if you're a procrastinator, you got to turn over a new leaf or you're not going to get a good test grade from the homework. So I count the test grades, the lab grades, and the homework percentage times 50 points. That's your grade. Questions? Okay, so let's look at the pH. So this pH is the lab. There'll be questions about this on the lab 1 test. So let's go back to that. So if we go to here and we look at right here, lab 1 practice, we click on it, it will have questions about pH. It'll have questions directly from the documents we're going to discuss today. Okay, so pH. This is the lab. All of these are directions when we met for lab. So what you should read is all this material right here, starting here. So water dissociates means it breaks down into a hydrogen ion and a hydroxide ion. That's equal number of hydrogen to hydroxide. When an ionic compound like sodium chloride breaks down, it dissolves into sodium and chloride. A substance like HCl, hydrochloric acid, produces hydrogen ion plus chloride. A substance like sodium hydroxide, which is a base produces hydroxide. Ammonia also reacts with water to produce hydroxide. pH is a measure of how much hydrogen you have in a solution. pH 7 is neutral. Above 7 is alkaline or basic. Below 7 is acidic. Okay. pHs range from 1 to 14. Every movement from a number, like from 3 to 4, pH of 3 will have 10 times as much hydrogen ion compared to a pH of 4. Okay. Let's stop there for the first video, and we'll come back and go through that again. Okay. Let's stop the first recording because I want to have a little short record. Okay, so we'll stop there. Stop recording.